Hello everyone, my name is Andy and welcome back to another episode of Building the Boss Board. I think this is 18, but I'd have to double check. I'll throw a number on the screen if I'm wrong. Um, what I wanted to touch on first here is I've finally gotten myself a circuit that who's seen my posts, who's watched my videos, who's seen kind of the collection that's been amassed. Um, they all say the same thing. Where's your blues driver? There's no blues driver. Well, while this is not a blues driver, it is a blues driver. So this is the Boss and JHS pedals compilation, the Angry Driver, which is an Angry Charlie from JHS and a modded blues driver from Boss. So for the moment, close enough. This pedal has a lot in it, and we will dig into that shortly. What I wanted to focus on otherwise is what this is sitting on. So we've got the Boss board over there, currently 12 pedals. I think maybe the last time you saw this, the only one that was super different would be the drive section. So there's a FZ5 fuzz in there, as well as a digital metalizer, which sounds pretty cool, but I'm considering putting the Angry Driver in that spot. But more importantly, I'm thinking about how we can expand the Boss board. So I'm going to zoom out here a little bit. By zoom out, of course, I mean pick up my camera and stand. This is another pedal train. This is a Pro, and this is 16 inches by 32 inches. And I did approximate math, and I can fit 3 rows of 7 on this monster, which means we can put about, 3 rows of 9, which means we can put 27 pedals on here. So that's kind of the next stage. Now, I've got probably 40 Boss pedals, so I realistically could leave that board as it is and make a new one. Kind of haven't decided because I am still very, very, very happy with how this board turned out, and I still love everything on it. And obviously the idea is that it's changeable, it's modular, it's easy to take pedals off because of the little fasteners. But more and more as I've played it, I've really, really grown to love everything that's on there. But you know, if there's 40-ish pedals, 12 and 27 is damn near 40, pardon my French there. So I think making a super board or a bigger BADDER Boss board would be cool. Per a previous episode, one thing that's kind of contradictory about this idea is that I don't like Velcro. The whole thing with finding the clam board, is that they use the little fasteners that attach on the sides, and you don't need Velcro, so you can keep the backs looking nice. Well, more and more with other boards, it's really become apparent to me that Velcro's the standard. On a previous episode, which I will link below, I showed that you can have custom plates made, and my father-in-law custom milled a bunch of plates. I gotta sand them down so they fit, but that allows me to take off, and obviously I've labeled this, the back plate, which does have Velcro on it, of course, and put on something that I don't mind having Velcro on it to keep these looking good, to keep anything vintage, still in good shape, especially if it still has the label intact on the back that's under there. So that's the plan, is to slowly but surely put together a chain of pedals. I'm not sure if it's going to be super fancy. Hopefully we'll find a noise suppressor and add a bunch more high gain stuff in there. But I'll list below all the pedals I have, and if you really want to, if anybody's actually watching out there, make a signal chain, suggest the signal chain based on the collection, and tell me what you think should happen. As far as powering it, it's probably going to be a mixture of 1 or 2 power supplies, and there is going to be some daisy chaining because a lot of the pedals are still analog. Should be pretty easy. The tricky part is with the vintage stuff, still a lot of them still needing the 12-volt style connector. I can still use a pedal power 2 or something like it, and then do a daisy. I can swap. Sorry, I got interrupted. I can still do a daisy chain of pedals that are all 12 volts that just require low current. So we can do a chain or two with 12 volt and a chain or two with 9 volts. So that's the very big question mark is doing a power solution that can actually be portable without going super insane. Though 27 boss pedals is super insane. So anyway, back to the blues driver. And by blues driver, I meant angry driver, the JHS pedals Angry Charlie mixed with a Boss blues driver. So, got it at this funky angle for a couple of reasons. One, so you can read what the controls do, and two, we've got 3 sets of these double or concentric knobs. So I've got 2 levels, 2 tones, 2 drives, and then a mode switch, which then has to be kind of weird and oblong to match the height of everything else. So 2 sets of controls. The ones on the top are for the JHS pedal, and the ones on the bottom are for the Boss pedal, which is pretty cool. The craziest part, blending these circuits, is how many ways you can blend them. Angry Charlie only, Blues Driver only. I believe this one will simply allow you to switch back and forth. Yeah, so there's no real off button. Angry Charlie running into the Blues Driver, Blues Driver running into the Angry Charlie, and as you can see, it kind of purpleizes. It's way easier to see both the red and the blue elements in person, and then parallel, so them next to each other. So I'm just going to do a fairly quick run through of the modes. The other thing that makes this one extremely versatile is it does have the remote input, which I don't have. I believe it needs a latching foot switch. I will link to Rabea Massad's channel. He's got an excellent demo of this pedal and includes a foot switch, which makes a lot more, I don't know, there's a lot more functionality, but on its own, there's a lot going on here. So, starting with just the Angry Charlie and the JHS. Now, I thought to myself, I definitely associate Boss more with red, at least for the LED, because when you turn on a Boss pedal, it's always red. Well, it turns out the Angry Charlie is red, and the Blues Driver is blue. So, JHS is red, Boss is blue. That makes sense. Clever. Okay. Bridge pickup of my Les Paul. Let's go clean first. Super awkward. Here we go. Angry Charlie all at noon. Minus the level. Bring the drive down. I'm going to leave the tone in the middle here. All the way up. Plenty of gain on tap there. I'll turn the tone down too. Why not? Obviously a little nasty, but hey, sounds pretty good. By comparison, the Blues Driver here. Not as much gain, looking at them about the same there, but let's add more drive. Let's go all the way up. Fuck it. Wow. That gets plenty nasty on its own. All the way up tone, gross. Loud, but actually still sounds pretty good. That's not unbelievably trebly. Bring the drive back a little bit. Tone all the way down. That sounds pretty nice. Let's noon both of these. I'm going to match the levels as well. Bring the Charlie up there. And I'm going to switch back and forth. So second or third mode then, there's no off switch. It's just shifting you can just pick between the two, which is cool. I mean, this can then, assuming you have a punk song or a rock song that is all distortion, you know, and this fits your needs, you can then just swap to the other one, add more gain and drive, and use that for your solo. So on its own, again, even without the remote, pretty versatile. So the Angry Charlie. Blues Driver. Kind of interesting. Okay, so we're back to off now. The JHS, sorry, so the Angry Charlie into the Blues Driver. So again, you get kind of the purpley light now. It's both. Switching around, so the Blues Driver into the Charlie. So very, very different. And that's still everything about noon, give or take a smidgen. But yeah, so that's, yeah, back to Charlie into the Blues Driver. Other way around. And obviously, tone drive, level, you can shape that in a lot of different ways. So in a way, other than just making it louder or softer, adds in some frequency of the other pedal too when you use the level, which is pretty interesting. And then parallels that last mode there. So. I'm going to bring the tone and drive both down and do something way more mellow with these three modes. So, Angry Charlie and the Blues Driver again. You know what? Let's bring the level up so we can at least hear it a little bit better. And then parallel. So yeah, there's better demos out there. Again, this was a Facebook find, if I didn't mention it earlier. This was $130. I was able to, well, more or less talk them down, which honestly seems to be a pretty good price. New. Sorry about that. So, Facebook find. $130. Does have the normal back. Obviously, I got the special one on. We talked about. There was Velcro on it. No box. Not the end of the world. I don't think the box itself has anything super fancy. I'm sure it has both brand names, which is unique. Whatever. New these are about $200. Actually, Boss just raised their prices a little bit, so I think this is like $206. So the used market is somewhere in the realm of like $170, $180. So $130, all things considered, is super good. Other piece regarding that, ending with episode 15 sort of ended the rules of $100 or less per pedal, and only the classic stomp boxes. We've got a new Twin Series pedal, well new to me, coming in the next episode. And beyond that, as you saw in the first shot, the boss board is done. Now we're looking forward. We're looking at, we meaning me, are looking at a new version or a second one with 20 some odd pedals on it. We're going a little nuts. So old rules out, goal complete from episodes 1 to 15. minus, things I want to change, which again, easy with the fastener system of the Acclaim board. This is complete. We're gonna keep talking boss pedals. We're gonna talk about new stuff that I find. I'm excited to share more with you guys, learn with you. Obviously, this is more of a vlog, talking about my journey versus me showing you fact. Because other than playing this a little bit before turning on the camera, I just kind of went, here's what I know about the pedal. Let's monkey with it. I'm learning while you're learning. Otherwise, if you want something a little more put together, again, Rabea's video will be linked below. Thank you so much for watching. You have been awesome. Like, comment, subscribe. Go check out the other episodes. Tell me what I'm doing wrong. I know it's very off the cuff and not a lot of editing. That's just my style. At some point, I'd like to, what am I trying to say? I'd like to do just like 5-minute no talking video demos of each pedal I have. Vamos a ver. We will see. Have a great night. Bye.